Assalamu alaikum. Okay, so in this video, I'll be solving additional mathematics paper 1 variant 1 May June 2024. And without wasting any more time, let's just get to the first question. Sketch the graph of the given function. Sketching. We just need to show the points with the x-axis. And the way we do it is, say for the y-axis, you need x to be 0. And when your x is 0, this bracket is 2, this bracket is -1, and this is a 5. The 5 cancels out, -1 makes it a positive 1. Final answer is 2. On the y-axis, the graph goes from 0, 2. And then for the x-axis, where your y is 0, you need all these brackets to be 0 individually, which means y is equals to x is equals to -2, x is equals to half, and x is equals to -5. -2, -5, and half. And for the two other important things is when x goes towards the large positive infinity, what you do have is three very big positive numbers, positive, 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 and the final answer is a negative infinity. And towards the left side, with x is a very big negative, very big number, what you do have is a negative, 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 which makes it a very big positive number, something like this. Last thing remaining is just to sketch -5, and you're done for the sketching part. Do not mind my hideous drawing though. Solving for the inequality, we just need to state the values of x for which the graph is in the positive region, and that would be x being less than -5, and x being in this interval. And that is your final answer for question 1, part B. Moving on to question 2, you need to express this specific polynomial in a very specific form. What you can do is write 2x minus 5 cube plus r is equals to 6x cubed minus 35x squared plus 34x plus 45. I'm going to just divide both sides by 2x minus 5, which leaves me with, and here it is 6x cubed minus 35x squared plus 34x plus 45 over 2x minus 5. What you can do over here is just divide. Simple basic division. We need a 6x cube, so 3x squared will do the job. 6x cubed minus 15x squared get 0. Minus 35 plus 15 is a minus 20x squared plus 34x plus 45. You need a minus 20x squared, so minus 10x minus 20x squared plus 50x 0, and minus 16x plus 45 minus 8 and you're left with 0 plus 5. What this tells you is you can write this whole division simply in this form. Just get rid of this. So this implies q of x is equals to 6x cubed. So not 6x cubed, but 3x squared minus 10x minus 8, and r is equals to 5. This will be our answer. For the b part, you need to write this expression p of x minus 5 as a product of linear factors. Your p of x is 3x squared minus 10x minus 8 plus 5 2x minus 5. And this is p of x over 2x minus 5. Again, multiplying both sides by 2x minus 5 will give you p of x is equals to 3x squared minus 10x minus 8, 2x minus 5 plus 5. You can take 5 to the other side and you end up with p of x minus 5. All you need to do is just factorize this quadratic expression, which is 3x squared minus 10x minus 8. What you need is a 3, 8 is 24, 3x squared minus 12 x minus plus 2x minus 8. 3x comes out as the common, then x minus 4 plus 2, and then x minus 4. X minus 4 is the common factor, so you left with this. Hence, you can write x minus 4, 3x plus 2, and 2x minus 5. And this will be your final answer. Write down the solutions of the equation p of x is equals to 5, which means if p of x is equals to 5, then p of x minus 5 is equals to 0, and this whole thing is equals to 0 because this is p of x minus 5. So the solutions would be x is equals to 4, x is equals to 5 by 2, and x is equals to negative 2 by 3. And you're done with the second question. For question 3, write this expression as a single logarithm. So this is LG, basically log 10. So 1 will be LG 10 plus LG x squared minus 1 minus LG x minus 1. I'll make this the index of whatever is inside the log. Okay, so the plus terms will get multiplied and the minus term will get divided. So this will be LG 10 x squared minus 1 over x minus 1 whole square. But there's a room for a bit simplification. X squared minus 1 over x minus 1 whole square is x minus 1 x plus 1 over x minus 1 whole square. This cancels out the square. And you're left with LG 10 x plus 1 over x minus 1. And this is your answer. Solve the equation, giving your answer in the form where a, b, and c are constants. Okay, so log 5 can be made into LG x plus 1 over LG 5, and the 4 goes in as the index is equals to LG 5 over LG x plus 1, and the log goes in. Actually, we don't need to put 4 as the index. I'll just keep it over here nice and simple. Cross multiplication gives us 4 over 9 is equals to LG 5 over LG x plus 1 whole square. So LG 5 over LG x plus 1 is just under root of 4 over 9, which is 2 over 3. I'm not gonna omit the negative part. It's 2 over 3 or negative 2 over 3. So LG 5 is equals to LG x plus 1, and this whole thing goes as the power of it, and then LG x plus 1 minus 2 over 3. We're gonna get two solutions. Okay, so x plus 1, 2 over 3 is 5, and then x plus 1 minus 2 over 3 is 5. So I can erase it from here and make it 3 by 2 and make it negative 3 by 2. So x is equals to negative 1 plus 5 3 by 2, and x is equals to negative 1 plus 5 negative 3 by 2. Alright, just find the answers over here. X is equals to minus 1 plus 5 root 5, and x is equals to minus 1 plus 1 over 25 root 5. This is this, and this is this. You just need to resolve the powers. Question 4. The first three terms in ascending powers of x in the expansion of this or this. Okay, so for a generic term of 3, yes, dx whole power n. For any term, for the nth term, nth term is given by n cp 3 n minus d dx d. What we know is for t is equals to 0, final answer is 243. For t is equals to 1, final answer is 810. And for t is equals to 2, the final answer is q. Just the quotients, I'm comparing t with the power of x in this expression. For t is equals to 0, 243 is equals to nc0 3 n and p of the 0. We do not need to write the x, so we can just ignore it. And 243 is equals to 3 to the n, which gives n is equals to 5. For t is equals to 1, 8, 10 is equals to, we know n is 5, 5c1, 3, 4, p to the power 1, which gives p is equals to 2. And for t is equals to 2, we have q is equals to 5c2, 3 to the 3, and then 2 to the 2, which gives q is equals to 1, 0, 8, 0, and these are the final answers. Find the term independent of y in the expansion of this thing, 2y minus 1 by 3 squared whole to the 6. The nth term would be given by 6 c d, and then 2y, and then minus 1 3y squared to the d, and then n minus t. I need to choose a t in a way that overall all the y cancels out. So one way of doing it, given the nature of y squared, if my t is if my t is 2, I will have y to the 4 in the denominator and y to the 4 in the numerator as well. So for t is equals to 2, I have 6c2, 2y to the 4 minus 1 over 3y squared to the 2. So this leaves me with t by 3, y4, and 1 over y4. So this cancels out, and the answer is t by 3. Question 5. The diagram shows this, the ABC are the constant. Find the value of ABC. So A is your amplitude. First of all, you need to find what's the middle line. It goes from minus 9 and 1. So minus 9 and 1, then it would be minus 4, and then your amplitude would be 5. So A is 5, and then uh, question paper disappeared. Okay, it's back. C is the, what's C? C is, yeah. So it goes from 1 and minus 9. C will be the mid value. The amplitude is 5. A is equals to 5. It's not supposed to be there. A is 5 and your C is minus 4. Because cos can go between 1 and minus 1, so A cos will go between 5 and minus 5. The mid value would be minus 4, so that you can end up at 1 and at minus 9. And then your P is a bit technical because if you see the period of this whole thing is from minus 240 to 240, which is 480. Usually, if not for the P, it would have been 360. We need to increase the period 4 by 3 times. So we need to divide our x by 4 by 3, which gives b is 1 over 4 by 3, implying that b is 3 by 4, and this is an answer. Moving ahead, the line y is equals to p, the tangent to the curve y is equals to 3 minus 2 6 sine 6 theta, the possible values of p. Okay, y is equals to p is a tangent to the curve. Y is equal, we have a sine curve which is from 3 is the mid value. This is 3. And then minus 2 or plus 2. We can either go to 5 or 1. So y is equals to p is a horizontal line which is a tangent. I repeat this or this. So the possible values of p would be p is equals to 1 or p is equals to 5. Okay, some calculus finally. P find the take well. First I'll just evaluate the simple one 2 2 over 2x minus 3 dx. Okay, we have the derivative of whatever we have in the numerator. The derivative is there in the whatever we have in the denominator. The derivative is present in the numerator, so I can just write ln 2x minus 3, 4, and 2 are the limits, which makes it again 5 minus 1, which is basically 0. So again 5. Keep it for later, and then the second part 3 over 3x minus 5 square 2 4. I can rewrite this as 3 3x minus 5 minus 2. I have the derivative of whatever I have in the bracket. Outside of the bracket, I can do the power rule of integration, which will give me 3x minus 5 to the minus 1 over minus 1 dividing by the derivative. So the derivative cancels out. Minus 1 we have. We need to apply the limits. And this will give us 3 4 is 12 minus 5 is 7. 1 over 7 minus 1 over 7. And then for 2 we have 1, which is plus 1. So the final answer would be 5. Remember we had a minus sign here, but I did not put it over here, so I need to switch signs here. Again 5 plus 1 over 7 minus 1 will be the answer. Given that, find y in terms of x. Okay, so what you can do with questions like these is you can imagine theta. Sine theta is under root y, so this is under root y and this is 1. From Pythagoras theorem, you know this should be 1 minus y. So your cos theta is 1 minus under root 1 minus y. What you can also do is cos theta is equal to under root 1 minus sine square theta, which would have given you the same result as, but 2 plus cot theta is 2 plus cos theta over sine theta is equal to 3x. 2 plus 1 minus y over under root y is equal to 3x. And then under root 1 minus y over y is equal to 3x minus 2. If you square the both sides, you have 1 minus y over y is equal to 3x minus 2 square. 1 minus y is equal to y 3x minus 2 whole square. 1 is equal to y 3x minus 2 whole square. Yes, I brought this y to this side and took up it as common. So the final answer is 1 over 3x minus 2 whole square plus 1. Question 8. I suggest that we come back to this question later because the questions ahead are much simpler to do and my neck hurts. Okay, so with the simultaneous equations, first of all, let's just simplify the equations. This is e to the x plus y, and we have a multiplication sign, so we can add the powers. Minus 2y is equal to 1, which is e to the 4x minus y is equal to 1, which implies 4x minus y is equal to 0 because we know e to the 0 is equal to here, and then x squared y is equals to 256. We need to substitute 4x cubed is equals to 256, giving me x is equals to 4, because x cubed is 64, and then x is equals to 4, and then just y is equals to 16. Simple as that. Solve the equation, giving the answer in exact form. So let's just say your 2x minus 1 is y for simplicity. Then your 1 minus 2x would be minus y, changing the signs of each term. The equation simplifies to 10 e to the y minus 11 is equal to 6 e to the minus y. We can multiply both sides by e to the y, then we'll end up with e to the 2y minus 11 e to the y minus 6 is equals to 0. I brought this to the side. Here you can see you have e to the 2y and e to the y. You can say e to the y is equals to u. So this is 10 u squared minus 11 u minus 6 is equals to 0. And this is a quadratic equation. We need to figure out the roots though. 16. You can use 10 u squared minus 15 u plus 4u minus 6 is equals to 0. And then 5u comes out as common. You have a 2u minus 3, and then plus 2, and you have a 2u minus 3 as common again. You have 2u minus 3, 5u plus 2. So your u is 3 by 2, and u is minus 2 by 5. But u is not what we were looking for. U is equal to a to the y. So your a to the y is either 3 by 2 or minus 2 by 3, which is not possible. So NA, not acceptable. E to the y is 3 by 2. So your 2x minus 1 is natural log of 3 by 2 plus this is equal to 1. From here you get y is equal to natural log of 3 by 2, and then your x is just 1 by 2, 1 plus natural log of 3 by 2. That is your answer. I think I made a mistake somewhere because this is not the answer in marking scheme. U is equal to 3 by 2, u is equal to 3 by 2. U was supposed to equal e to the y. E to the y is 3 by 2, y is this, and then your x is equal to half. No, this is the right answer. What happened was I wrote it as half. Yes, because then this half becomes the quotient of log, and I can raise it as the power of 3 by 2, which will be this. Both are the same forms. Never mind. Moving on to question 10. All distances are in meters and time is in seconds, which is the kind of information we are going to be using that much. Find the exact value of t for which the velocity is 0 for the first time. We're given the v. Expression for v is 3 sine 2t, for which velocity is 0. So v is equal to 0, 3 sine 2t is equal to 0, sine 2t is equal to 0, implying your 2t is equal to 0 or pi. Again, implying t is equal to 0 or t is equal to pi by 2. It asks us for the time after leaving O. It left O at t is equal to 0, so this is not the correct answer. It's t is equal to pi by 2, and this is your answer. Find an expression in terms of t for the displacement of p. Displacement is just the integral of the velocity, so denoting displacement with s, starting from 0, ending at some arbitrary time t, 3 sine 2t dt, also known as of 0. at t is equal to 0, your s is 0 because it leaves O at time t is equal to 0. Derivation of sine is a minus cos, so your s is equals to minus 3 cos 2t dividing by the derivative of whatever we had inside a sine, then using 0 and t. Put in the limits, you get your answer 3 by 2 minus 3 by 2 cos 2t. This is the expression. Find the distance traveled by p for 0 from 0 to 5 seconds. We know the displacement expression 3 by 2 minus 3 by 2 cos 2t. Okay, so distance sure is the magnitude of displacement, but that is only specific when we are considering distance between 2 points. So now we need to calculate the distance traveled by an object. So we should be careful about the turning points, especially when the velocity is sinusoidal, because when the velocity is negative, it is turning back at t is equals to 0. It started from O and then took a turn. This point was t is equals to pi by 2. Okay, so I'll just go for s of pi by 2, which is s of pi by 2 would be 3 by 2 minus 3 by 2 cos pi. Now your cos pi is minus 1, so minus 1, this becomes a yes, and 3 by 2, 3 by 2 is 3. So this distance is 3. Now I'll go for s of pi, which is 3 by 2 minus 3 by 2 cos 2 pi, and cos 2 pi is 1, so this is 0. The displacement is 0, which means it is over here at t is equals to pi. I know this distance is 3, so the total distance would be this, yes, this, and your distance is equals to 6. Question 11. The tangent to the curve at the point meets the coordinate axis at points. The point with coordinates lies on the perpendicular bisector of the line A. We find the exact value of A. Okay, so your y is equals to 3x minus 1 by 3, and your dy by dx is equals to 1 by 3, 3x minus 1 negative 2 by 3 into 3, which final answer would be negative 2 by 3. At x is equals to 3, your dy by dx is 9 minus 1 minus 2 by 3, which is nothing but 1 by 4. So the gradient denoted by m of the tangent, which is y subscript t, is 1 by 4 at x is equals to 3. Also, at x is equals to 3, y is equals to 9 minus 1 to the 1 by 3, which is y is equals to 2. So your 3 by 2 point lies on the tangent. And the gradient of normal would be minus 4, because we know the product of the gradients of normal and tangent is minus 1. So we've got the gradient of normal, the gradient of the 1 point on the normal. So you can make the equation of t and the equation of n. Okay, we do have a lot of working space. The equation for t would be y minus 2 is equals to 1 by 4x minus 3. It meets the coordinate axis at points A and B. We need the tangent equation. EQ of tangent to figure out our A's and B's. For x is equals to 0, your y is equals to 2 minus 3 by 4, which is 5 by 4. So your A is negative 5. Okay, let me just wait a minute. And when your y is 0, your x is minus 8 Yes, 3 is equals to minus 5. A is the point where the tangent passes x-axis, so that is where your y is 0. So that point is minus 5 comma 0 and vice versa 0 comma 5 by 4. B is the point on y-axis and A is the point on x-axis. For the equation of normal, y minus 5 by 8 is equals to minus 4x plus 5 by 2. Now, what is this 5 by 8 and 5 by 2? Your question said that the point with the coordinates AA lies on the perpendicular bisector of the line AB. Of the line perpendicular bisector of the line AB passes through the midpoint of AB. So you can figure out midpoint of AB, which is just the difference between these 2 points and these 2 points, minus 5 by 2. You need to go from 0 to minus 5 in 2 steps. So one step is negative 5 by 2 and then another negative 5 by 2. From between 0 and 5 by 4, you have a 5 by 8. This is the midpoint. Let me just show you. Okay, so this is minus 5 comma 0. This is 0 comma 5 by 4. The midpoints are this is the coordinate of this point, and the perpendicular bisector goes from here. The point meets the coordinate axis at the points AB. The point with coordinates lies on the perpendicular bisector of the line AB. Find the exact value of A. So for the exact value of A, which lies on this line, you just need to put x is equals to y is equals to A. A minus 5 by 8 equals minus 4A plus 5 by 2. Simplification would give you A is equals to negative 15 by 8. And that would be your final answer. Okay, question 12. For question 12, it is given that y is natural log of 3x over x squared. Find dy by dx. Given your answer in this specific form. So y is equals to 3x over x squared. Your u is equals to 3x and your v is equals to x squared. U prime equals 3x, 3 over 3x, which is 1 by x, and your v prime is equals to 2x. So dy by dx using quotient rule should give you v prime u minus v u prime over v squared should give you 2x and 3x minus x squared into 1 over x is just x over x to the 4. This x and this x cancels out the 4. You're left with a cube. So the final answer would be the final answer is I'm having x equals to 1 minus 2x, 1 minus 2 again 3x over x cube. I think I used this formula wrong and it's supposed to be this. So just a matter of sign. This is your dy by dx. Hence find the integral. The integral of again 3x over x cube. Let us start with what we know, the integral of again 3x over x squared. Again 3x over x squared is itself the integral of this very expression that we found out. Again 3x over x cube and x cube. Point to note is you have again 3x over x cube here. You do not actually need to perform the integration. You just need to make this the subject. I'm going to divide the whole equation by negative 1 by 2. So negative again 3x over 2x squared is equals to negative 1 by 2 integral of 1 by x cubed plus integral of ln 3x over x cubed. We need to make this the subject. I'll just shift this to the other side. So let's call it y, and then your y will be 1 by 2 integral of 1 by x cubed negative ln 3x over 2x squared. And this is pretty straightforward now. The integral of 1 by x cubed is just show you quick x minus 2 over minus 2. You can write this negative half over x squared. So if I just negative 1 by 2 x squared, final answer is 1 by 4 x squared negative 3x over 2x squared. Do not forget, yes, and this is your final answer. Pretty simple questions. And now the trigonometric part of this paper, and took me a bit to solve this one. We got confused for some reason, but let's just get to it. Your alpha is between pi by 2 and negative pi by 2. What you have in the argument is 2 alpha minus pi by 3. So you can figure out the range of your argument, and we just call it theta for now. So the equation simplifies as 4 sine squared theta is equal to half. Let's work out the range of theta. 2 alpha would be between pi and minus pi, and then 2 alpha minus pi by 3 would be between minus pi by 3, pi minus pi by 3, which simplifies to negative 4 pi by 3 and 2 pi by 3. So you can simplify this whole thing to your theta being in the range 2 pi by 3 and negative 4 pi by 3. Simple question. Your sine squared theta is 1 by 4. So your sine theta is plus minus half. We know about the quadrants. First quadrant, all sine cos tan are positive. Second, sine positive, cos and tan negative. And then tan is a cos. So sine is positive in these two quadrants and negative in these two quadrants. We'll just remove that. Okay. So your basic angle will be the same in both the cases. You just need to take out the main angles from 4 quadrants. Let's call the basic angles beta, which is sine inverse of half, and sine inverse of half is pi by 6. So you have beta, beta, beta here, beta there. So, okay, so your theta would equal, starting from the very negative, the third quadrant, but going negatively, which is this one, pi plus beta, but negative. So negative beta plus pi, negative pi minus beta, this one, then negative beta, and then beta, and then pi, this whole angle is pi, pi minus beta, but positive, and then pi plus beta. So I have extended my range, then I'll just keep the answers which are in this range and omit the ones out of the range. To stay safe, I've taken a bigger range of numbers. Okay, so beta is pi by 6. I just need to put pi by 6 here. So my theta would be negative 7 pi by 6, negative 5 pi by 6, negative pi by 6, 5 pi by 6, and then 7 pi by 6. Your alpha is theta plus pi by 3 over 2. Why or how? Because your 2 alpha minus pi by 3 was theta, theta plus pi by 3, theta plus pi by 3, and then getting rid of the 2. So this is the same equation. Alpha is equal to theta plus pi by 3. You need to put these values into this expression, and you will get alpha is equal to negative 5 by 12 by negative pi by 4 pi by 12 pi by 4, and then 7 by 12 pi, and then 3 pi by 4. So the range on alpha is from negative pi by 2 to pi by 2, which is 0.5 negative 0.5 pi to positive 0.5 pi. So this is well in the range of negative 0.5 pi because this is smaller than negative 0.5. You can use your calculator though. But this is bigger than 0.5 pi, so this is omitted. This is omitted since this is bigger than 0.5 pi, and the final this is not omitted because this is less than 0.5 pi. So final answers would just be negative 5 by 12 pi, negative pi by 4, pi by 12, and then pi by 4. Okay, so all the answers I've written does match with the answers in your marking scheme. So let's not worry about that. And I guess I've done all the questions. So yeah, this was the paper, Addmaths 2024 May June paper 1 variant 1. Thank you.